Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be playing Seraphine. So in the beginning of the video I'm going to be showing you what to build on Seraphine. If you don't care about what to build on Seraphine, you can find timestamps in the description to go to the gameplay immediately, and I really suggest you to watch today's video because in today's video I will especially show you how to play Seraphine in the lane. Because this is one of the most important things about Seraphine. I'm not going to spoil too much about it, but basically how to lane with Seraphine. Okay, so yeah, also doing a 10 skin giveaway. You know, all you gotta do, put down a comment under this video to enter. Okay, so how do you build Seraphine? So basically, this is how you build her. This is basically how you build her, and I'm gonna show you guys why this is good. This is good if you want to support your team, and obviously, when you use your second ability to shield your ally, he's gonna get bonus attack speed and bonus damage, blah blah blah. And this is gonna give bonus healing. You know, basically, you're gonna be buffing your ally. You are also gonna do a lot of damage because these items do give a lot of ability power too. So, as I said, this is a good support build. After these two items, you have to get Ionian Boots of Lucidity. Actually, you should get Ionian Boots of Lucidity after the Ardent Sensor, and then finish your Harmonic Echo. And as your enchantment, there are several ones that you can go for. You can either go for Ionian, you can either go for Locket. Locket is good against a lot of burst damage. You can go for Proto Belt if you want to have mobility to hit enemies. Trust me, this one works. You might think that I'm trolling by saying Proto Belt, but no, I'm not. It can actually work if you feel like you need it to catch out an enemy. You can go for Redemption if you want the bonus healing, and you can also go for Shadows. This one is really good if you want to catch up to an enemy. Like if you run after an enemy and want to slow them down, this one is amazing. Now, after your two items, Luden's Echo is a really amazing damaging item for Seraphine. This item is absolutely perfect on Seraphine because you're always going to be able to poke the enemy and proc this item. And here it depends. Do you just want full damage? Get a Rabadon's Death Cap. Do you want anti-heal? You know, do you want to reduce their healing? Get the Green Book. Do you want to penetrate their shields because they have a lot of shields? Get a Void Staff. You know, basically that's how you need to build Seraphine. Oh, yeah, don't get Awakened Soul Stealer as your last item because you're gonna need a lot of assists or kills to really get the ultimate haste. Only get Awakened Soul Stealer as your first or second item. Okay, about the runes, Airy. Like when you play Seraphine like this, Airy is gonna be nice because it's gonna help you give bonus shielding. And here, weakness, always go for weakness because you can proc it with your third ability, with your ultimate. It's just very easy. And here, regeneration and mana flow ban. This is so you're able to spam your abilities. So enough about this build. Let's go to the build that I actually use on support, and this is more of an aggressive build. So this build is not gonna provide any utility to your teammate. This is just basically you dealing damage. So you start with a Luden's Echo, and after this item, you'll have a massive power spike. Like after you finish this item, and it's possible to finish it before the first dragon if you get a kill or an assist. Only then, because you're playing support, so you'll have less gold. If you get a Luden's Echo, you're gonna do so much damage. After the Luden's Echo, again, Ionian Boots of Lucidity, and here, again, it depends. Locket, Proto Belt, Redemption, or Shadows. It depends on what you feel like you need. So here I go for Awakened Soul Stealer, and the reason for that is that Seraphine's ultimate is amazing. And on top of the bonus ultimate haste that it gives you, this item gives... let me actually explain one by one why this item is good. First of all, this item costs 2,500 gold, incredibly cheap. Secondly, it gives you a decent amount of ability power. Third of all, it gives you mana. And the most important thing is the ability haste. It gives you 25 ability haste. And if you kill or get an assist on a unique enemy, you get 3 ultimate haste on top of it, which is gonna stack up to 15 ultimate haste. So your ultimate cooldown is gonna be super low with the Awakened Soul Stealer. So if you want to play around Seraphine's ultimate, get this one here. If not, you can just get a Rabadon's Death Cap. So this is what I built, and after these two items, again, it's situational. Do you need anti-heal? Get a Green Book. Do you just want to deal damage? Get a Rabadon's Death Cap. I would say in 80% of my Seraphine games, I would go for a Rabadon's Death Cap here. Void Staff is obviously really nice if the enemy has a lot of shielding, right? So, yeah, let me check. Is there anything? No, honestly. Yeah, okay, let me explain to you something else. If you feel like in a later game, you can use the Ardent Censer, Harmonic Echo, or even the Athene's Unholy Grill. You can build it like here. You can still build it in the late game if you feel like it's gonna be a good item. Like, let's say your ADC is doing really well. What you can do then is, you know, instead of building a Ravenous Death Cap, you can just get an Ardent Censer as your third item. Only do this if your ADC is doing really well and you just want to give him bonus support. If your team needs healing, right? And this item is often good in poke matchups. Like if you're against a Ziggs, against Jinx, Misfortune, you know, like basically poke. If the enemy has a lot of poke damage, Harmonic Echo is going to allow you to heal up your team with your second ability. So that's when you should go for Harmonic Echo. Athene's Unholy Grill. Go for this item if the enemy has a lot of ability power. That's the only reason you should go for this item, because as it reads, this item has 40 magic resist, which is absolutely huge for everything else that this item gives you, because this item also gives you ability power, ability haste, and when you deal damage, you're gonna store the damage up and you'll heal your teammates by a lot. So that's pretty much how you build Misfortune. So about the runes that I go for, so you can go for Airy if you want to save your team, or you can go for Electrocute if you just want to be an absolute chat on Seraphine. This is gonna allow you to just deal insane damage. But going for Electrocute, you really have to hit your combos in the lane. Otherwise, it's not gonna be worth it. Here, you know, Weakness is just such a good rune on Seraphine. You should just go for it. And again, Regeneration and Mana Flow Band. So this is the build that I go for, but this is also a good build right here. This is if you want to really support your team. This is if you just want to hard carry the game as a support. So that was it about the build. Let's get into the gameplay. Alright, on to the gameplay. So as you can see, I'm playing Seraphine, and of course, I'm going for the aggressive build. So how do you play Seraphine? Because I see a lot of Seraphine players, but they're often just not good. But sometimes I see a Seraphine player that is absolutely hard carrying their team. So what's the difference between Seraphine 1 and Seraphine 2? I'm gonna explain it to you during this video. So first of all, something about Seraphine is you really have to be good at hitting your third ability. This is pretty much your core ability, because this ability allows you to slow an enemy, root an enemy, and it deals a lot of damage too. And everything pretty much starts with your third ability. Because if you hit an enemy with your third ability, you're gonna be able to easily hit them with your first ability too. So take a look at what I'm doing here. I'm trying to predict where the enemy is going, and that's how I'm able to hit my third ability. So this is already a thing that I also want to tell you about Seraphine. In the early game, you want to be aggressive, because you have a lot of range, and when you hit an ability, you're gonna get these little balls around you. Look, see these balls? And these balls make your basic attack range bigger. And of course, they're gonna give you bonus damage. So what you wanna do on Seraphine, hit an ability, get the balls, and with the balls, you wanna deal damage to the enemy and poke them. Just look at this, boom. This is what you wanna do. They are actually ganking our lane, but take a look at what I'm gonna do here. Oh, I managed to pick up a first blood. And we're both 1 HP. This was so beautifully played. Absolutely beautiful by me and the Draven. Okay, so on Seraphine, after you use 2 abilities, the next one is going to be empowered, right? Your first ability is going to be doubled. Your second ability is going to have bonus healing. And your third ability is going to proc twice. So, you know, it's going to root the enemy. So, how do you know which one to use? Look at this, by the way. He was hiding in the bush and he just stole the buff. What an absolute legend. Absolute legend, the Lee Sin. So yeah, which one do you use? So let me explain. I would say in 60% of the times, you would use your third ability empowered, because this one is going to deal the most damage and allow you to combo with everything. This is your big burst combination. Use your third ability. Okay. In 30% of the cases, you want to use your second ability. Use this one if you want to sustain, right? Because this one is gonna give you and your allies a shield, but after a while, after like 2 seconds or so, it's also gonna heal you all up. So use this one as sustain. And in 10% of the cases, your first ability. So I would only use my empowered first ability if the enemy is stunned already, or rooted or whatever. Like if I use my ultimate on them, then I can use my empowered first ability, because it's gonna be a free hit. Only then I would do it. So, okay, another very important thing to note is when you're playing with Electrocute, you want to hit the enemy 3 times. So your third ability is gonna hit them once, and then you want to basic attack them too. That's how you can proc the Electrocute, right? Because then you're gonna deal the bonus a lot, like you're gonna do a lot of burst damage with that. So we actually get ganked here, and this sucks a lot. Yeah, you know, I really couldn't do much about it. Draven is trying to get a kill, and he did get a kill. Beautifully played by the Draven. Even if he dies, it's totally worth it because he managed to get a kill. So he managed to get his Draven stacks, right? So this is definitely worth it by the Draven. Oh, beautiful gank by the Galio too. So, okay, Seraphine's ultimate. This is a game changer, okay? Talking about Seraphine's ultimate, this is a beautiful team fighting ability. And to give yourself an advantage with Seraphine, oh, he actually dodged it. To give yourself an advantage as a Seraphine, try to fight in small places or choke points. Because if you fight in small places, like when the enemy has to run through those small places, you can easily hit them. Look at this, by the way. I hit him, and I'm cutting off his path, and it's an easy peasy kill. And here I use my empowered second ability to heal up, right? For sustain. That's how you do it. That's how you play Seraphine. So another thing to note is your third ability. If you hit your third ability on a slowed enemy, you're gonna root them, but like without it being empowered. And if you hit your third ability on an enemy that's rooted already, they're gonna get stunned. You hearing me here? So Seraphine, oh look at this, by the way, fighting the Corki close. So Seraphine and Ashe is actually a really strong combination because all Ashe's basic attacks slow the enemy. So whenever you hit an enemy with your third ability as a Seraphine only once, you're gonna root them already. And if you hit them with an empowered third ability, you're actually gonna stun them. It's crazy. So that's a little combination. Like playing Ashe with Seraphine, you can do this, right? Okay. So Seraphine can also rotate. So what I mean with that is, as a Seraphine, you don't always have to be in your lane. You can actually rotate to mid lane to potentially get a gank over there because, you know, you have your ultimate, you have your third ability, you know, you have a lot of CC, you have a lot of good abilities to gank a lane. It is of course risky, however, because you're leaving your ADC alone, but it's basically just like Janna, you know, Janna can gank, Seraphine can do it too. So let's take a look at what's happening here, you know, I got dived on pretty damn hard and this is a mistake that I see a lot of Seraphine players make, and I just made the mistake myself. So what did I do there? I went into the range of Alistar. You don't want to do that. As a Seraphine, you have a lot of range. So when you're playing against an Alistar, just maintain the range and keep poking the Alistar from range. Don't get close to the Alistar, because if you do that, you're gonna give him a free kill, a free dive, free damage, you know? So stupid to do that. So as a Seraphine, know your matchup. You almost never want to get close to the enemy because, as I said, all your abilities have such a big range. So maintain your range, hit them from far away, and don't dive. Don't dive as a Seraphine, because as you could see how you die super fast. You have no escaping at all. You only have your second ability to give you shield or something like that, but you have no escape. You're just dead if you overextend. So here I hope that I learned from my mistake, and I hope that I actually maintain my distance right now. So let's take a look at what's happening here. We can see that only... Okay, actually Corki's here too. If the Corki wasn't here, we would have hard pushed the turret. Because we have a Draven and a Seraphine, both pretty fast at pushing turrets. So here, like as you can see, I'm really focused on using my third ability. Because it's very important to hit it. This is, as I said, this is your main ability. And it can be quite hard to hit it. Here I actually stole 100 gold from the Corki. Actually so nice. So... I think I'm making it quite obvious to you guys right now that Seraphine's third ability is perhaps the most important ability to hit. I mean, of course, the ultimate as well, but you know, you're gonna have your third ability quite often, so that's why. If you always miss your third ability, Seraphine is gonna be useless. But if you can keep hitting the third ability, Seraphine is gonna be super strong. Super strong. Let's take a look. Here, I hit it yet again. Beautiful. But we got ganked. Oh my god. 4 people in our lane. See, the thing is, their team keeps ganking our lane. Even though we made a beautiful play, you know, we still lost because they ganked us. And the Lee Sin is just ganking bot lane. So this is actually okay, you know, as long as the Lee Sin does something in the bot lane, it's fine. He got the Rift Herald and he just got a kill. So it's actually okay, you know, it's okay what he did. We should have perhaps played a little more passive, because when you see your jungler on the other side of the map, it's like you need to rethink of going for the plays. You need to rethink, like think about maybe the enemy is ganking me and no one is going to be able to give me backup. If that's the case, you know, try to avoid going in, because you're taking such a massive risk for no reason. So let's take a look at what's happening here. Oh, I missed it so bad. You can see how bad it can be if you miss your third ability. Like I was useless for 10 seconds. Did you see that in the team fight? I was useless for 10 seconds because I missed my third ability. That's how important it is. If you miss it, you're literally useless. Like, you can't do anything. Let's take a look at our composition. We have Seraphine, we have Cannon. These two champions are really good at team fighting. So our win condition is, of course, team fighting. Oh, did you see that massive Galio on the screen, by the way? What the hell was that? So, look at your team comp. You know, when you're playing a game, I probably say this every single video, but I'm gonna keep repeating it. Look at your comp, look at your win condition, and look at how, you know, look at how you can win the game. Our composition is good at team fighting. We have Galio, we have Seraphine, we have Cannon. All three of those are really good team fighting champions. So what do we want to do? Team fight. You know, we should win a team fight against this enemy comp. And we did, right? We all gathered at the dragon and easy peasy team fight. So in this game I actually went for a redemption, but if I look back at it, maybe redemption was not the best idea. Oops, yeah, maybe redemption was not the best idea, because if you look at the enemies, they have Katarina. And Katarina is already enough of a reason. They actually have Katarina and Zed. Yeah, redemption is definitely not the right. The redemption was definitely not the right idea here. So I actually made a mistake. I should have probably gone for Locket enchant, because Locket, as I said, is really good against burst. Or I could have gone for Protobelt to hit a little better. Or I could have even gone for the shadows to slow the enemy. But redemption was probably one of the worst ones to go for, honestly, in this game, because it doesn't provide any help against burst damage. So here, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm rotating. You know, I'm not always sticking it to my lane. I'm also rotating to help my team out. So take a look at this, you know, going for the Z, helping my team here. Oh, I actually completely missed my ultimate. Oh god, that was terrible. Here you can see the necessity of rotating. The Baron is up right now, and because me and the Draven are here, we are winning the fight. Imagine if me and Draven were in the top lane. Imagine how hard our team would lose here. And now we just killed them all off because of the rotations. Okay, so I really want you to pay attention to rotating to the game as well. If you see that the Baron is up, you know, consider rotating all the way from your lane to Baron as a support player. Even if your ADC stays in the lane, you can just roam by yourself, because then you're gonna give your team that extra little help, which can be game changing, you know. So here I used my empowered second ability because everyone is low. And I just want to heal my team with it, right? So, yes. You really have to look under your health bar to see how many of these stacks you have. And, oh, I was way too close. You know, check when you have an empowered ability. You can also see your abilities, you know, they glow up when you get an empowered one. So, when you have that, think about which one to use. Don't just randomly use your abilities. Always pay attention to the stacks under your health bar. Always. You always have to see how many stacks you have, you know, to really calculate which ability to use when, because it's very important to use the right ability at the right times. So here, you know, the Cannon was a little aggressive. I used my heal, right? So I'm telling my team here to push 3 lanes, because this is a general strategy with Baron. It's almost always going to be the best call to push 3 lanes. Because if you push 3 lanes, it might take you like a half a minute or a minute or so. But after this minute, you're going to have 3 Baron buffed lanes. 3 Baron buffed lanes pushing. Look at what I'm saying here. Just push. We died in the mid lane, but it's okay. If the side lanes keep pushing, we are going to get more out of it, right? Because the enemies decided to go 5-man mid lane and go for us. But as I said, you know, it's okay to die. Just tell your team to keep pushing the lanes. Keep going, you know, don't leave the lanes. Don't help us, keep pushing. So as you can see, you know, the Draven just got a turret, the cannon just got a turret, and this was totally worth my death. We just got 2 turrets for my death, right? So yeah. Now the dragon is spawning, and we really have to pay attention. We don't want to die anymore now, because it's true that the Draven died before, but the Draven is going to respawn very soon. But if anyone dies now, it's gonna, like, you know, you're not gonna be up for the dragon. So don't die right before the dragon at a moment like this. So we're just gonna play it a little safe now, and we're gonna take a 5 versus 5 fight. This is often what you want to do on Seraphine, you know, 5 versus 5, and it's especially because of your abilities and your ultimate. All these things are really strong in 5v5 team fights. You know, you don't want to go for these skirmishes, don't want to go for like 2v2, 3v3s. 5v5s are what you really shine at. So here, as you can see, we're just starting the dragon. We want to force a fight. And they're going for it. Let's take a look at what's gonna happen. Look at this. Of course we win the fight. They actually stole the dragon, wow. But of course we win the fight. We have such a strong 5v5 composition that we have to win a fight like that. So it's true that they got the dragon, but we just killed all of them. And honestly, how long is their death timer? It's 20 seconds, so we should be able to finish the game, and they just surrendered the game. So I really hope this video helped you out on Seraphine. I actually have another Seraphine video on my YouTube channel. You can just look up HellsDevil Seraphine, you know, to see more of my Seraphine. So let's take a look at how much damage I actually did as a support, because I think it's going to be very interesting to see how much damage I did. Let's take a look. Wow. I did more damage than my ADC, or I didn't read it exactly, but I think it was more. So thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.